They say, like, say 4 years ago, I put up a video that shows people, let's say, tells people about the true cost of using Sodastream. And here in this Followup video, we're going to discuss way more than that. Say some of the other facts that were pretty much figured out. That were figured out when this since the video came out. Yeah, and stuff has happened since the video, since the true cost of Sodastream, of using Sodastream, went online. Sure, we can talk about the carbonators. Something that's been since that's a fact nowadays in 2015. They say when the tank runs empty, say exchange at say participating retailers for says for a special gas only price. They would exchange your carbonator. Yeah, but the only thing they're making you do is like say go through gas, trying to say through your gasoline or diesel. Say depending on what your car's powered by, to buy the shit. That's assuming your car, that's if your car runs on gasoline or diesel. Something was also discussed as well in the commenting. Was that like say other ways to make the soda make it cheaper to carbonate products? Like here's something that says converting Sodastream to a larger CO2 bottle. And yes, you can modify that Sodastream machine to use larger CO2 bottles, like what they use in say like bars and shit, or say high-end restaurants. Yeah, it shows you like say even there's no like how to make Sodastream machines like changes, say ways to hack it. Shows you ways to make it say other say ways to make it I'm not advertising there, but in case you want to check for yourself anyway. You could just pause it. Here's something I found anyway, a website that sells you kits or whatever you can hook to your Sodastream machine. If you own one. Or if you intend to buy one. Yeah, you can get a kit for it. That lets you hook it up to the larger bottles and shit. Yeah, it's like a glossary. Yeah, O-ring page and all that. Yeah, you can even get adapters, which you could practically set up to where you could just say use paintball tank, whatever, say those used in paintball tanks. You know, CO2 tanks using paintball guns, if you're like, say, one of those paintball fanatics. Or the much larger tanks that I've mentioned. You guys get shit anyway, other accessories and shit. Parts and accessories, blah blah blah. And not only that, those kits can also let you hook up to, let's say, much larger CO2 tanks. Even 25 pounds, even like, say up to, even the CO2 tanks will hold up to say 50 pounds. Shit, that's like a lot of fucking, say about a 50-pound CO2 tank. Check out another website. See they got it listed. Yeah. Oh, that's big. It's more. It's much lower anyway. 50-pound CO2 tank. Now imagine, say it was one of those types of kits you can get there. Hook up a Sodastream machine and then hook one of these nice 50-pound CO2 tanks to it. You might find yourself some nice, you know what that. These CO2 tanks could be refilled at the place in this place. All you have to just do is check where you live, and there's places that can refill the CO2 tanks. So you might get lucky and find. So I might get lucky and find a place. Well, you have to look carefully. So I figure fill up a nice 50-pound CO2 tank. You could sit there and so figure if you own a Sodastream machine, you had one of those kits and hooked up one of these 50-pound tanks, you might not have to worry about running out for a good while. So that could be like, so that can lead to, say, good entertainment. Sure, you might have to spend money on a CO2 tank, but it'll pay for itself after a while. Which means what it costs to get the CO2 tank and then get it filled. That means you don't have to be going through as much fuel getting the tank filled up and shit. Or having to exchange those fucking carbonator tanks every fucking time. And that could sure eat up your and that could sure drain the gas tank in your vehicle, depending on, say, like, say, the efficiency of your vehicle, like, say, the gas mileage and all that shit in your vehicle. And that does vary from car to car, from vehicle to vehicle. Especially if your tires are inflated. That could affect your goddamn gas mileage too. The amount it costs somebody just to drive to get the carbonator tank, like to exchange it, depends on, say, the way a person drives the vehicle. That's one factor. Another, like, say, the make and mod of vehicle. And not all vehicles are the same. Like, four-wheel drive vehicles tend to be, tend to be less fuel efficient than say two-wheel drive vehicles. And they say body frame is always known to be heavier than, say, unibody. And sure, somebody might have a small pickup and think, ooh, that's excellent gas mileage, and it could be it could be pretty much say somebody's driving an F-150, whatever, full drive with a V8. And I'm talking about a modern one, like with those modern V8s. Like Ford has, like the Mars S302. And he might see somebody driving a small pickup, like, say, Ford Ranger size or S10 size, and thinking, oh, that gas mileage is excellent. And that small pickup could be worse. Person sitting there driving a full-size pickup, thinking that his truck, it gets worse with gas mileage than somebody driving a small pickup, when that small pickup could be worse, like, say, at 11 miles to the fucking gallon. Especially if it has a goddamn automatic. That's a factor you gotta deal with. Not that. Tire pressure is also a known factor. Properly inflated tire pressure is good on your gas as well. Not that, how the person drives. Person could sit there and drive so erratically, like basically beat the shit out of vehicles. It means they run the living fuck out of them. Run the living fuck out of them. Like drive like the car's stolen, or treat it like a rental. And oh yeah, rental cars do get the shit beat out of them. It depends on many factors, and how much it's going to cost you to get there, to, say, exchange the tank and back, like round trip. Like how much it costs per mile depends on, say, the distance of, like, the amount of miles you travel getting to the location and back. That's A. B. How many miles per gallon your vehicle gets, and then the price of the gas. And the gas prices do fluctuate. So not how much gas you use, not how much, like how many miles. Like say how many gallons of gas you be using. This depends on how many miles it is to get there and back, like from the whole trip itself. Divide that by the miles per gallon your car gets, and that's probably how much gas you're using. But if you want to know how much it's going to cost you per mile, take your miles per gallon rating. Like say the car gets, say but you divide the price of your pay per gallon by the miles per gallon your car gets, your vehicle gets. I mean, and then that's your per mile cost, and then multiply that by the amount of miles you travel to get to the location and back. And that's your true expense right there. Yep, that's a known fact. And not everybody out there just drives ultra fuel efficient vehicles, like say diesel powered Volkswagen Jettas and Passats. And not everybody out there drives like say full size pickups, like say Ford F-Series size. And those are just examples. There's many types of vehicles out there. Like if anybody out there buys a Sodastream machine, it's the fact that they have to deal with. Like one, if they buy online, like the initial cost that people will be paying for, be the cost of say the device themselves, like the machine, like the equipment, like that, like use like what type of device they use, and then have to buy up to say the goddamn carbonating bottles. They say you can get several years, you can get a couple years out of them, but pretty much you replace the goddamn caps sooner. In my opinion, if you're gonna fucking say be more friendly to the environment, couldn't you at least design the fucking ball caps to last just as long as the goddamn balls itself? You know, I gotta clean those goddamn Sodastream balls. Could be a pain in the fucking balls. They make you use equipment that's used to clean baby balls, for example. Yeah, they say about their sparkling drink mix and shit. Now we're gonna look at that. Like they always say, economy size bottles. And say you can make 33, say enough for 12 fucking liters. Or be enough for say 33 cans. That's like pretty much almost like a fucking say 36 pack. Or figure be the same as an average 24 can case. Or say 2 12 packs with 9, and say a 6 pack with 3 cans of fucking spare. They say those barbecue and diet flavors, no high fructose corn syrup. And figure no high fructose corn syrup. That's probably good for say Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Fuck high fructose corn syrup. We ain't touching that with a fucking 10 goddamn fucking mile cow fucking prod. Or yeah, say those types. They'll tell you to throw that fucking high fructose corn syrup in off to the fucking south to the goddamn landfill. Or they jam the fucking, well, you get the fucking picture. Now we'll go look at say from under average mix, like say the cola model. I would check the nutritional label. And this is something I just don't say. They say less sugars, but look what they put in there. These giveaways right here. Asulfame potassium, which is some type of goddamn artificial sweetener. They put that in there. Asulfame potassium. And this is what they put in the cola malt. Say no preservatives, no high fructose corn syrup. They says very low sodium per serving. And look what they put in that shit, like asulfame potassium, whatever. And they also offer this goddamn sucralose. That's the same fucking artificial sweetener they put in fucking Splenda. And I know how that fucking cola flavor fucking tastes. Like, figure I was in Bed Bath and Beyond one day a couple years ago, and it was giving samples away, mixing the shit up, according to instructions, and it was giving us samples. And when I tasted it, it tasted like God. It tasted like the same as fucking Pepsi Next, which is probably Pepsi with less sugars. And I've tasted Pepsi Next when I first started selling it, so I know something about it. You know, like say sucralose. Now we'll check the label of their Fountain Mist version, which is probably their equivalent of that goes along the lines of, say, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, and Mellow Yellow, the three nationally known citrus sodas. They say comparable to Mountain Dew, which is probably their benchmarking. Yeah, they offer the same fucking shit. Yeah, registered trademark, we know that. Orange juice concentrate. Like they don't use that brominated vegetable oil like Mountain Dew is known to have. That's something interesting. I should just compare some other products. Say Sundrop uses brominated vegetable oil. Last I heard. Not enough Mountain Dew still offers it because last I heard Pepsi was simply trying to get rid of it. Like they got rid of it from their Gatorade products. I know that. Now Gatorade has a more natural version, which is better. Oh. You know, I might check it out. Now we're gonna go to some comparisons, like say comparing the citrus soft drinks out there available. This is like the cheap ass Mountain Dew knockoff that Aldi sells. And yeah, they offer that. Sure, it's all. And I don't know why they sell that brominated vegetable oil in there. When that glycerol ester wood rosin, which is probably a more natural shit. And I know Gatorade no longer uses brominated vegetable oils. I know they got rid of that. It was probably like a fucking, like say last year when PepsiCo said it was gonna take out fucking Mountain Dew altogether. They're probably trying to reformulate it. This is just an example from one soft drink. A cheap version that competes against Mountain Dew. I think Greensley's might be more closer to say, like they don't put that brominated vegetable oil in that shit. And Melio don't have it either. There's a little example right there. Though, although the fucking major soft drink makers use high fructose corn syrup shit. I know that Pepsi Throwback never had it, or Mountain Dew Throwback, like both of those. Like say, used real sugar, and I've tried them both. And this is what regular Coke always had. Like say their classic formula, like they don't put use sugar in their products. They use that high fructose corn syrup shit. That some people that some people absolutely hate. Well, probably because that high fructose corn syrup was fucking cheaper. Now we're going to show you what they put in regular Pepsi, and this is just for comparison purposes. And this is what they put in regular Pepsi. Oh. Yeah, Pepsi does put sugar in their products as well. Not just high fructose corn syrup, they also add sugar to it. And when Sodastream offers their nutritional labels, they probably put it per 8-ounce servings. Well, it seems like soft drink companies probably make it per 12-ounce serving. I think it is. I may be wrong. But say they use sugar. That's what Pepsi puts in their products currently. Get some money for them. It also depends on like how much they're charging per, how much they're paying out per pound. So if you're gonna be taking aluminum cans to a recycling center, make sure you have at least 40 fucking pounds. I'd say at the very least, for it to be worth the drive down there. If you're recycling aluminum cans. Now if you look on Amazon, you can find that you can buy the syrup. Yeah, buy the goddamn syrup. It is like for those with those soda fountains. You know, like commercial establishments. Buy the syrup, whatever, and then just add the carbonated water and shit. Say post mix, whatever. Yeah, you can practically buy that. Interesting fact it says right there, made for soda fountains but works great with Sodastream products. Even gives you a description from put up by the seller. So use this product. Easy for dispensing. It gives you instructions. It says meant for real soda dispensers. Used in restaurants, saying, and this type of syrup was set up for sold at us at real soda dispensers, like say those fine restaurants, fast food joints, even bars where you can get like say fucking half load on booze. Probably the one concentrate, Sodastream syrup 23-1. So the syrup probably require use more syrup than what Sodastream would normally use. And it talks about added dye sweetener aimed at their sugar-based products, which is why most people prefer real syrup. Yeah. You could buy that. You could buy that type of syrup, and you could do the same with Mountain Dew, for example. Get the syrup for that, or Coca-Cola syrup, or this one here, Sprite in syrup form. I'm not kidding you. Yes, you could buy the syrup versions and all that shit. They'll probably tell you, if you go through all that fucking trouble, you might as well just go buy a goddamn soda dispenser while you're at it. Figure. Go figure. That being the most commented video I put up, among other videos I put up. Somebody said drop the profanity. What fucking reason? Didn't they have the first? Then wasn't there the first? Then doesn't the Constitution have a freedom of speech? Yeah, so like talk about say money conscious types. That was like one of the targets. Yeah, well, somebody would probably say about Keystone Light compared to Keystone Ice. Yeah, talk about say. So I did respond to comments on here. Yes, there's so many syrup recipes. Yeah, it was the most commented fucking video that I put up. Say, thought I'm missing the point there. Yeah, that part is true. Somebody out there managed to carbonate shit with a Sodastream machine. Yeah, if somebody did, if somebody does, if there's anybody out there seeing this video, ever carbonates gin and juice or say the bum wines, somebody say, why don't you say send me an email? Yeah, it's like this comment was like said by a female. Talk about BPAs being harmful. This one here is probably interesting. When it comes to beverages, a can is not always the choice of a lady for any beverage of choice, including beer. It is true that beer does taste good out of bottles. And if you buy those high-powered craft beers, somebody has people have the fucking nerve to say I was drunk when making that video. When in reality, I wasn't even drinking when I filmed this true cost of using Sodastream. They say you can't do math. That wasn't the moral of the story. Calculators make it much easier. Yeah, two guys already discussed that. Yeah, so many goddamn comments. It's not even funny. Who knows? Yeah, Sodastream. But it says the syrup tastes like whatever. I don't like the taste of that product. I already discussed that too. It was giving samples away. Say like a small cup, whatever, so you can get a taste. And it tasted the fucking same as Pepsi Next. Now I've tried Pepsi Next before I tried to mix Sodastream product anyway. And all way you can make Sodastream taste better is if you add liquor. No, I don't recommend it if you're under 21. Oh yeah, it was a discussed. So it was discussed. So it did get a lot of discussion. Very rich part. Yeah, who knows how much that shit would cost. Another factor we're going to look into now is the controversy regarding the company itself. Not the product itself, but the company. It is a company that's based in Israel. It says its manufacturing facility located in, say, the West Bank, which is like, say, Palestinian territory. Based on home carbonation systems. Yeah, talk about boycotts. Sure, it's probably true that. Yeah, we always talk about the controversy. Yeah, it's true that there's boycotts. But if you look on a search engine, like say, type Sodastream boycott, say on Google, for example, you're gonna find a bunch of companies. You're gonna find companies. Say boycott, that's one website right there. Say a petition. Seemed like Sodastream had solid sales faltering. Here's another one. Say boycott, divestment, sanctions. Call it movement. Say the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. They pretty much hate Sodastream. I always accuse them of say probably because they say Sodastream was like say operating in Palestinian territory, or say operating in say settlements. That was one of the major that's pretty much like the controversy. And those controversy here regarding Sodastream, that's pretty much like I say, that would pretty much turn people against Sodastream, like say for example, Arabs. To think that that Israel is exploiting the labor. But who knows? Apparently, the sale of soft drinks has actually been dropping past several years. And even Sodastream saw their sales falter in this country. But I heard there's still some countries over in Europe where it's still successful. I don't know why. But why buy Sodastream equipment and shit like that when there's always cheaper products? Or there's cheaper alternatives. Yes, there are cheaper alternatives. And this is actually, and how I said it, Kool-Aid's a cheaper alternative. So you call it drink mix, unsweetened. Yeah, cheap too. And it's like way up in the back there. Sure, they always tell you how to mix it. But something about Kool-Aid that Sodastream does not offer is like say 10% vitamin C per package. Yeah, they do give all that. An interesting fact about Kool-Aid, gluten-free. And they always tell you you can just say, make 2 quarts out of 1 package. Figure 2 packages of these of the same flavor can make you mix a gallon. They always say no calories. That's if you don't put any sugar in it. As prepared. Says add sugar, makes 2 quarts. Size may not be the same. But actually, you could practically, if you want to save money when you mix Kool-Aid, you're so concerned about sugar and all that. Have you ever tried mixing this shit without sugar? Don't taste the same, but it probably is a much cheaper alternative than a goddamn flavored water they sell in the fucking stores. Figures it's cheaper and you get some vitamin C in the process. They don't tell you about sugars or anything. So figure Kool-Aid mixed without sugar. It's like some fancy flavored water, but it's more affordable. Figure if this cost 25 cents, for 50 cents, you could probably mix a whole fucking gallon of say fancy flavored water. That'd be way cheaper than buying a goddamn Sodastream machine. You do not have to mix a full cup of sugar to make 2 quarts. You can always reduce the amount of sugar you put in there to make it to make it a little bit more better. Say more or less the taste. So it's right in the packaging. More or less the taste is what it says on the instructions. And you can mix Splenda with it if you want. Say it started to dissolve. If he mixes without sugar. So he once did that. Bought a packet or whatever. Just a little experiment. To see how it will taste. Well, you could definitely experiment with Kool-Aid. Say how maybe mix it up to see if you get fancy water, and then who knows, maybe throw it in the microwave to heat it up. See how that tastes. It might be like fancy, say some fancy hot water. Maybe I should do that in a future video. And this is and that's pretty much we pretty much went through a lot more details with regarding Sodastream. A lot more details. So for the true cost of using Sodastream, went through say the expenses. This video here pretty much goes through a lot more factors. So yeah, we pretty much got so pretty much it goes for more shit on this one here. A lot more shit. Because it's probably best if you know if you know more details. If you want to comment about this, go ahead. I'm sure a lot of people disliked it.